o'clock. 6 o'clock. 9 o'clock.
Microphone on?
Microphone's on.
Gwen is going to do the invitation.
Bow your heads, please. Dear Jesus, we come to you today thanking you for this beautiful day and for this city that we are privileged to live in and all the opportunities that we have here. Be with us today in our decisions, and may they be pleasing to you and to our citizens. These things we pray in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of
America.
and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. President's remarks. I just have one that I would like to make, and that is that I wish more people, more citizens had turned out for the forum last night. There was only 3 of the people running for council that showed up. There was 4 that did not, and I don't know the reasons why they did not, but it didn't seem fair for the citizens to not be able to hear everyone. In fact, I wanted to hear what some of the other candidates had because I also vote, and I didn't get to hear anything from any of them. So that's just a point that I wish the citizens would get more involved and come out and help us make decisions, and that is one way to do that, is to get out and vote. Okay, and then the city administrator remarks, Don?
Good morning. Jonathan apologizes. He's not feeling well. Why, he's not here. Well, hopefully he'll get better soon. We've all been rather busy lately with trying to get budget and everything else passed, but that's all done. So now it's rock and roll and move forward. And let's get down to business and try to make things happen. Development-wise, things are still going pretty good. And we're still trying to work out something with a company that's interested in the industrial park. We're just kind of waiting on gas supply, whether they can get that or not.
Okay, great, great. Good news. Okay, anything else, Don?
I think that's all I have. You have anything?
We did hear back from the grant application from the General Land Office. We had applied for $300,000 for the grant to help with comprehensive plans, master plan kind of for the city. And they had lowered the amount without us realizing it, but to $200,000, but they did award us $250,000. So the grant administrator is moving forward with getting the required documents to them so that we can obtain those funds and get the process rolling. And so we're going to need a lot of board participation and citizen participation on those town hall meetings that'll be held in developing that comprehensive plan for the city. So
That'd be good. So it's for the entire city.
it is for the city. Yes.
Right.
But a big component of that is our development, zoning, planning,
Planning and zoning, okay.
the industrial growth, bringing in jobs. It's all of it. So this is what we've really needed and been waiting for.
Well, that's good. Thank you for that update, Holly.
It's kind of a roadmap for the next 10, 20 years on what the citizens and the city and elected officials kind of envision where the city should be going,
Yeah.
along with, the county. So yes, thanks. I forgot about that.
I have
Yes.
a question.
Bob?
That's okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Was this something that we had applied for, or we had,
Yes.
who is the administrator you're talking about?
We contracted with Public Management, Inc., or PMI. They've done several of grants for us. They apply, and their cost comes out of that grant award. So they'll be modifying the contract to the grant amount so that we are not out of pocket.
Sounds like just in time, right?
Yes.
Is there any matching that we have to do on this one? So this will kind of be like a new master plan?
Correct.
I know we had that one years and years ago,
Right.
so,
Yeah, I think it was 2018-ish, somewhere.
yeah, it's
in
been
there.
a long time.
15, yeah, so it needs to be updated. Things have changed and we're growing.
And so basically, we're having a new 5-year, 10-year type plan.
Right.
Okay, great. That'll be great.
Thanks.
Everybody should attend those meetings. All the citizens that want to help us get Keene on the right track that everybody agrees with.
Right. There will be town hall meetings set up for that.
Town hall meetings set up for that. Good. Okay, are there any public comments? Each person in attendance who wishes to speak on any item? Okay, thank you. There is no public hearing scheduled for this meeting today, but we need to review, discuss, and consider the minutes of the regular Keene EDC Type A Board meeting held on August the 20th, 2025. Did everybody have a chance to review those?
Yeah, I move to the minutes of August 2025 to be accepted.
I have a first and a second. All those approve? Okay. Need to receive information and give direction to staff concerning providing local business assistance grants.
Okay, board members, this was something y'all had requested information on, and so I've reached out to several cities that already offer a similar grant to local businesses that are already established and needing assistance or incentives. What I provided for you is a chart from the Texas Municipal League, kind of defining what A boards and B boards can fund, just informational. So any kind of grant assistance would kind of have to align with the A board funding.
With A Board.
Yes. But you've got Alvarado and Cleburne examples of their programs. Alvarado is given through their Economic Development Corporation, whereas Cleburne is done by their council. And so what I've found is it's really, the program gets defined by how it's set up. Who makes the decisions and what you want the requirements to be in aligning with what you're funding. And then just spelled out, and then the council, of course, would then have to approve the program, and then it's done, and you can start, adding that to your budget each year, how much you want to give, do you want to make it matching, what requirements to the businesses you want to impose for the grants, the amount you're going to give. I mean, these are all decisions you need to make, and then how it's going to be reviewed and awarded, and then move to council for that final approval of the award to each business that you want to award the grant to, things like that. The economic development person over at Alvarado is a huge, huge help in answering questions and pointers on what to draft, how to draft the program so that staff can make like grammatical tweaks without having to take everything back to council for final approval just to change one little word or to change the name of a person who may rotate off of staff or the board, things like that. But really the decisions on the program are up to you and then council's final approval to move forward with.
Now, is this for existing small businesses, or is this for new ones coming in?
No, my understanding was y'all wanted this program for existing businesses that needed assistance with, you can do job training, offer it for job training for their employees. You can do it for infrastructure improvements. Some cities do a facade improvement or, the building improvements, parking lot improvements, anything like that. I think the example was we have a business here that needs assistance with creating a pad for their dumpster, the trash dumpster, because it's not to code. Just little projects like that. It's really just how y'all want to define it, and the parameters of the program. It's up to y'all.
Okay, okay.
So once it's made, then they would apply, we would tell the citizens or the business owners, this is now available, and they would apply, and then we would decide what we were gonna help with and what part, amounts, things like that.
Yeah, and I mean, there's decisions to be made on like who does the initial review of the applications and if they meet the requirements before they come to the board for final decision, things like that. I mean, it's very detailed on how y'all want to move forward with awarding those grant funds and how much of it you want to award.
Okay.
All right, so a lot of good information there. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate it. And,
Yes, certainly
you know,
appreciate it.
Go ahead.
In that regard, I wanted to say that I have worked with the city of Arlington and also Cleburne in our program, providing some support to the companies. And for example, in Arlington, one of the things they have is, depending the size of the organization, will give about, like, say, $5,000 to the business once they meet the criteria, and then for others, different sizes, it will be about $10,000, and that it's open to really, improve the business, and they have different programs, different incentives to improve the organization, and so it's very, very helpful.
Would that be something that we would solely decide, or once somebody asks for a grant, we approve it, then it would go to council, right?
My understanding is how you write the application process and everything, and then take that to council for final approval. If they are good with giving this board final approval on who gets the awards, then that can be done, but it has to have council's blessing for that. Or it can be written that y'all select the recipients and then send it to council for final approval. That's
Yeah,
got to be
talk about
totally
that.
written,
I
completely
think
written
that would be
out.
best for council to make that final decision myself. I don't know if everybody else feels the same way, but.
Yeah, I would think it should go in front of the council, for sure. The next is receive information and discuss and give direction to staff concerning the options for creating a committee for interacting with local businesses. Now, when you talk about a committee, Holly, would that be a separate committee from the boards?
This was something you brought up 2 months ago, I'm sorry, about interacting with new businesses, like, excuse me, Allsups and Tractor Supply came in and just welcoming them to the city. I'm not really sure of the parameters. This was just something that was requested 2 months ago to be spoken about and explored.
Okay, so we don't know yet what kind of committee we're talking about, whether it's another committee.
Well, I think if I remember correctly, one of the things that we wanted to do is to get, to come up with a package that we can offer to incoming people interested in coming to the business, to say, hey, what can we offer? Coming up with all those good things.
Welcome packages.
Yes, yes. What is it? What is it that, I remember we talk about, depending on what is it that we see the city that wants to be, we can provide some guidance into those businesses and to be able to join. Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should start some kind of a business committee, like with some of the people who own the businesses, to get together on a committee and decide what businesses need and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea, is to, kind of put it out. Maybe we could do a Facebook post or something once we kind of get some direction from you on how you would like to do that, and, whether it would be, a couple of local business owners, A board members, B board members, P and Z, city staff, council
Yeah.
members, and just kind of come up with a committee and put our heads together and go from there.
I suggest that maybe next time we can have a meeting, just a small meeting to discuss the detail, for that one. And then we can propose something to to work with.
Kind of a workshop.
That's right.
Right, okay.
Let's see if we can get one of those done. And I was thinking like getting Alsop's involved and Tractor Supply involved with meetings with the different businesses and everything. Because you know that they know a lot of different companies that they like to deal with too, that might want to come to Keene. And so that would be a good thing to get them to give a good word about Keene and how well they're treated here. So that might be a good thing. Excuse me. Okay, is there any other questions about that one? There is no executive meeting scheduled for this time. And is there any other future agenda items that anyone wants to put on there other than, let's see if we can get that workshop going?
Did you want that workshop separate from your regular meeting or during your regular meeting?
Let's do it a special meeting. That way we can kind of bat some things around.
Do you think we should maybe put it out to like social media saying what would be a good time, a day of the week to meet, and who would be interested, and kind of a survey and kind of go from there?
Yeah, and I think we should really contact the businesses here and get a bunch of them to come to that workshop.
You gonna handle that?
Yes, Dawn.
Well, I mean, you know, teamwork, not
Yeah,
just
teamwork.
you.
Yeah.
Sure, we should be able to talk to them and get them to come. If we can get a date set and everything, then we'll see if we can't get them set.
So kind of along those same lines, I went to a meeting at SWAU that was put on by the North Central Texas Workforce Solutions. Judge Bodecker was there. There was a lot of people there. It was a pretty good turnout. And it lasted about an hour or so, and they talked about a lot of stuff like this. That's kind of that handout I gave you. Johnson County snapshot. They had one for Ellis County and Tarrant County, I believe, and kind of compared the cities. And they do, how they work with other businesses, how they work with schools, how they work with universities, even high schools for job training, apprenticeships, stuff like that. So it was a lot of good information. So I just kind of wanted to share that with you. And they have a website that you can go to, and I think all I have is a QR code. I'm not positive on that. But it has all that same information. So it was very informative, and it's nice to see that, all the counties in the DFW area are trying and looking and trying to partnership with businesses and schools and make this a better community. So it was very interesting. Let's see. It's visit dfwjobs.com/LMI or scan the QR code.
Yeah. Well, CTA and the university both here years back would have the meetings or set up a group thing with different businesses coming in and telling the students what it takes to start the business, what you need to run it, what you need to, keep going. And because some of the students, like for instance, some of them wanted to be in real estate, and then some of them wanted to get into property management, and then others wanted to, do commercial things. They wanted to have all kinds of different things. So it was real exciting. They had people coming from the fire department to tell them how to be a fireman, policeman, how to be a policeman, what you need to go through that process and everything. And it was fun to do that as a business.
Wasn't that called Career Day?
Career Day. It was called Career Day, yeah.
As a matter of fact, tomorrow there is the Manufacturing Day, and there is all over the country they have this Manufacturing Day, and in our organization they're hosting about 400 different people that they're going to find out details like what you're talking just right now, just having learning new ways how to get into the manufacturing side and all of that one.
That would be
There are many
good. We need that
activities
here.
like that, so definitely there can be some activities like that. And I would like to propose, if before we go in a workshop with everybody else, if we can have maybe an executive session for the team, for our team to discuss the details about the previous, like the committee, what we were talking about. So if we can get in alignment and all that one, so then it will be a lot easier to go and work with the other companies and businesses before we make it public to everybody.
Agree,
Yeah.
yeah. Brainstorm, get our ducks in a
That's
row,
right.
and then bring people
Exactly.
in.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right.
Okay, Holly, can you work on 2 meetings for us?
You got it.
Okay, another job, huh?
Could we not just do it at executive session next month?
That's right. That will be, my proposal will be if we could just do it in an executive.
Executive session.
Would y'all be fine with that? I would be
Yeah.
fine with that.
Yeah, I would too. Executive session next month then.
And Don, if I could ask, in this effort, if you were about to say, just like the highlight of this was to be able to actually engage community, like industry and with the people so they can understand how to find jobs in the community or have, ways to initiate businesses in the city or something like that?
Yeah, they actually, through this, the Workforce Solutions of North Central Texas, they have career pathways, they have industry and workforce engagement, they have childcare, assisting with childcare, resource development, strategic vision, innovations. They even have grants. They have $7.9 million in grant funding for training. There's $95.3 million worth of grants for helping childcare be the STAR certified or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. They have hiring events. There's 166 hiring events, 7,000 plus career seekers, 800 employees, different places. So, this is something, like I said, if you can go to that website, it has all this information of different counties, different cities. They try to keep it, as updated as possible. Yeah, so there's a lot of good information out there, and how different cities and counties are working to kind of bring things together. Yes.
Was this a couple of weeks ago?
Yes.
Okay, because some of the chamber leaders that was at the summit this coming Friday will be 2 weeks ago, they were talking about this and what a great thing it was and how much information, how many things were out there that people just didn't realize was there.
Right. Yeah, I was kind of impressed. I mean, it was a lot of information
Yeah,
for
they
a
said
short
that
amount of
too.
time, but met some nice people that had been around a while, and they knew who I was, and I'd heard their names, but I never met them in person, and so it was nice. And like I said, if you can go to that website, I'm not sure. I think it's. I'm not sure if it's on this handout.
Now, Don, they also have a program where they will pay a portion of the salary for employees.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a process to go through it,
Yeah.
just like we were kind of trying to set up too, you apply for assistance and go through it in that nature.
I think just being able to give information to people coming in would be a big help. Lady trying to open a shop over here has no clue what to do. She's being told, well, she's got to have a bathroom that's handicap accessible, but she doesn't even have any seats in her place. And those people could spend a lot of money
Right.
doing things that they don't need to do. So to have somebody to come to and say, hey, y'all have opened businesses in this town. How can I do this the most efficiently? And you don't watch them fail 6 months from now because they've spent $250,000 they didn't need to spend.
Right.
So things like that would be I would think, and I know they can come to the city anytime and ask those questions, but it's
They
a little
don't.
different. You go to whoever's there and they go, well, the rules say, yep, you gotta have it. And that's it.
Well, maybe we could come up with some kind of a packet for them
Yes.
with different information. And
Right.
then if they have questions, have a phone number in there that they can call.
Somebody to go work
Yeah.
with them, and like her, I told her, don't do that, let me help you, you know, and I called, hey, we're doing this, you know, she's gonna try to get a CO, what exactly does she need before she spends the money, just somebody to help guide,
Right.
you know, or a
Yeah,
group.
well, hopefully we have, in the budget, a new employee coming to Development Services. And if we can get that posted here pretty quick and get another person hired, that'll help, because right now it's just, we're
I
just
bet.
trying to keep our head above water with all the permits and zoning and annexation and everything else going on, so.
Okay, or is there anything else that we'd like on the agenda?
Have we had in the past any engagements with the cities nearby, like to have any specific focus for this area regarding business development or anything like that, you know, to say, hey, you know, what is, like, I was just thinking when you brought the information from Alvarado and Claiborne and things like, is there anything that we can somehow piggyback with an effort that is good for the area? That we say, hey, we want to be part of this, and so rather than having 3 different silos or 4 different silos, get a cluster and say, hey, let's do something like this, and we can be more influential for the area, you know. Is there any relationship like that that we can say with other the EDCs around?
Yeah, I do. I was meeting with, like, let's see, it was Alvarado, Cleburne, Crowley, Joshua, and Burleson, EDC directors. We'd all go have lunch like once a month and just kind of talk and kind of bounce ideas and, hey, what's going on in your city? How do you handle this situation? We haven't had one in a couple of months because everybody's, you know, budget and stressful time of year, so busy. But yeah, we do that about once a month, and we do email each other and all kind of. If something comes up, I get emails from Cleburne Economic Development. Hey, you know, this company's looking for this. We don't have anything. Do you? And Alvarado, the same thing. So we do communicate with each other, kind of informally.
But there is no one specific effort that will say, hey, you know, let's collaborate in intentionally getting something in the direction working all together. It's more like just getting everybody informed what they're doing and trying to pretty much just being informed. And there is no specific effort, right?
No, there's no mandated, it's very informal and just kind of, hey, let's all get together and talk and bounce ideas off each other, you know, because maybe something will come up that
Sure.
I've never dealt with and I know another city has, and, you know, they're more than willing to answer those questions.
Sure.
Do you ever get any feedback from Louis Vuitton about how much they're liking where they are, or how well they're doing, or anything like that?
I don't, but one of the ladies that I met at the meeting, I can't remember her name, but she said she saw my shirt, you know, City of Keene when I
Yeah.
was there, and she's like, "Oh, hey, Louis Vuitton," and they're doing awesome. And I go down there. I don't remember what her title was, but I think she's in part of the development workforce program. And so she kind of updated me on things. She's like, they expanded, they put another, you know, warehouse in. They have 2 now, where they originally started with just 1. And
Yeah.
so, but I don't really have any communication with them. So they're pretty private,
Well, yeah.
secretive, I guess you would call it.
Maybe if I ever win the lottery, I can buy a purse. They're so expensive, but they're beautiful. They're beautiful. Okay, is there anything else for future agenda items?
Sorry, did y'all want to discuss planning some kind of lunch or get-together for the local EDCs?
I'm sorry.
I mean, and y'all were asking about the meeting of local EDC groups. Did you want to talk about planning something for them to get together, everyone to get together?
We could. We can talk about that in the executive session, maybe?
I think
Or
that's
just at your next meeting. I mean, it doesn't have to be an executive session,
Okay.
private meeting or anything, just planning something, a get-together.
I'll reach out to Alex Phillips, I believe is his name. He's the one that's been he's from Burleson, and he's the one that's been kind of setting up the luncheons. And we try to have it in a different city every month.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think
That's
that would
good.
be good.
Yeah, we might could do
We'll
that.
have an executive session next time to talk privately about what we want, but also to set up or have an agenda item to set up a meeting.
Yeah, see if we want to do something a little more formal or just kind of keep it the way it is, you know.
Develop synergies, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and to recap, we're going to be making phone calls to the business as soon as we get a date. Making phone calls to the different businesses to invite them to come. Okay. And as soon as I get that, then we will start some calls on that. Okay, no other questions or concerns or anything? Okay, the meeting is adjourned at 9:32.